Yes, yes. Check 1, 2, check. Check. All right, everybody, what is good? We are back up here, Mind of Mac, number 8, I believe. Number 8. It's been a few weeks off. That's why I can't really remember exactly what name it is, and I apologize for that. But your boy's been very busy. Missed a few weeks, but like I said, I've been busy. There's a lot of personal stuff going on, a lot of professional things going on, a lot of very exciting things happening in the start of 2019 already. My last podcast that I've recorded was actually back home in Long Island. I did 2 of them when I was home with my boys Zach Bauer and Dan Algarin. Shout out to you two. I really appreciate you guys coming up on the show and just talking yo-ish, doing yo thing. So if you guys haven't listened to those, definitely go check those out. I have everything on iTunes. I don't think my interview with Dan was actually uploaded to YouTube because I was having GoPro issues and video issues and a lot of stuff going on. But there should be more of that because we have a brand new Canon DSLR camera that we are recording. This is the second thing we're really recording, but it's the first thing I am fully recording for myself on it. I was playing with it all morning. There's way too many settings and things to get into, so I figured we'll just set it on video mode, set it and forget it. You know what I'm saying? We out here. But like I said, Provincetown, everybody asked me, what are you going to do this winter in Provincetown? There's nobody there. It's dead. Like, good luck. You're not going to last, this and that. But, man, I've been busy as F. I'm working on a lot of things, but currently working on an EP/album with my man Silas, hip-hop artist, part of the Bew Life Collective, hip-hop artist collective up here in Cape Cod, but really was spread out. We're a little spread out, but originating here in Provincetown, Massachusetts. And yeah, we got a real true Cape Tip original sound going on. All the beats were produced by me. Pretty much all of them were produced up here also in Provincetown. Maybe just 1 or 2 of them were produced back home in LI. But yeah, it's a Cape feel, Cape vibe. It's a very unique sound. It's weird because, I hear these beats start to finish and then as we edit them and go through them. So I don't know. It will be very interesting for the whole world to hear this project and just for me to like kind of listen to and hear the feedback from it, just because, just recently is really when I started releasing my creativity to the world, if you will. And I don't know, it's weird just letting it sit around and fester in your head for a while or on the computer and let it, just vibe out in your ears. But once the world hears it and other people hear it, there's a different reaction, and then I get a different feeling for it, and then I want to add something to it, this and that, or whatever it may be. But I'm very interested to see how the world will take in this project, from my unique beats, Silas's unique rapping style, and his perspective, which, we come from 2 very different backgrounds, but there's very similar things that he talks about that I think about all the time. So it's a really cool connection that we got going on, cool vibe, transfer of energy, transfer of ideas, great conversation always going on. This is kind of why I wanted to be into Provincetown, is to be able to get in a zone like this. I mean, I was telling him the other day, like, it doesn't feel real. Like, I don't know, like last year, last winter I was at home just trying to figure out how to DJ in my room by myself, you know what I mean? Wondering how the world will perceive it or hear it. But once you get out there and start working with people, it's good. I kind of forget where I was going with that. But yeah, we got a good vibe going on. Yeah, it's kind of unreal that I'm putting together a full album for a rapper, if you will. It's just kind of crazy. We're fully collaborating on it. It's not just like I have 10 3.5-minute beats that are fully produced and ready, and he's got a bunch of bars that he's just going to lay on them. It's not like that at all. This is really from the ground up. I brought to him a bunch of loops. That's what pretty much my beats are. They're a bunch of loops because I can't fully produce them at first. Not that I can't, but I like to leave them open-ended, if you will. So I saw which ones he was digging, which ones he wasn't. He kind of made a list. We put together, we kind of narrowed it down a little bit, and yeah, after we decide which loops he likes and what parts he likes, I'll kind of arrange it and flesh it out more, make it more of a longer beat. And then I'll come back, I'll have some more bars, and then we'll just kind of, it's like a volleyball. It's like a back and forth artistic game we're playing here. And I'm very much enjoying it, having a lot of fun with that. So stay on the lookout for that. It will be dropping in the first quarter of 2019, first quarter. And the title is, you're not getting the title yet. You're not getting the title yet. Nobody's getting the title yet until we say so. So stay on the lookout for that. Make sure you follow at tmacthedj on Instagram. TMAC the DJ. TMACTHEDJ. What you know about it? And then my man Silas, you can follow him at Access Granted TV, or I forget. But if you go on Facebook, if you definitely search in Access Granted Entertainment, you'll find it on there. He's always sharing a lot of good content on there. He's also a videographer. So last night he actually helped me at my radio show. He came through to my radio show, did a all vinyl pure jazz and hip hop fusion extravaganza set. And like I said, I just got my brand new camera yesterday, so he set that up. He had his professional camera going. We had a GoPro going. There's a lot of cool stuff going on last night, mixing wise, content wise. So I'm very excited to check that out and put those videos together. But you can listen to that Flavor in the Ear radio show. I just blanked out. You can listen to the Flavor in the Ear radio show through the link in my bio, or just go to Mixcloud. MIXK. MIXCLOUD.com. Man, a lot of spelling. You guys can tell why I was never entered in the spelling bee in school, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you could definitely listen to that jazz and hip-hop fusion show. I did it was a fill-in show that I did. I usually my normal radio show is alternating Monday nights from 8 to 9 p.m., but last night was a Wednesday night. I'm recording this on a Thursday. It will be released on a Monday, though, but I recorded it last night, Wednesday, January 23rd, and that's going to be part 1 of my jazz and hip-hop fusion set. Part 2 is going to be next Wednesday, January 30th. So if you're listening to this right now, you got a couple days to make sure that your alarm is set and that you will be ready to tune in live.
It's going to be another one. I had so much music that I wanted to play yesterday that I
just didn't even get to half of it. So
perfect.
I was thinking about doing it all funk and hip-hop fusion set, but I think we're going to save that. Let's just flesh out all this jazz stuff.
Feeling real
jazzy.
There's a lot of good vibes.
Yesterday was like not an all jazz day on WOMR, but there was a jazz show earlier, a jazz show right after mine.
Yeah, really great
stuff. I got exposed to a lot of new music. I heard a lot of great stuff, and looking forward to sampling some of it. I did a lot of digging for this radio show. One thing I really take pride in is the fact that I don't know everything, and that I like to learn and do research on stuff. One thing that kind of felt weird for me about being on the radio and even starting a podcast and talking about hip hop culture is that like I don't know everything. So I was afraid I'd be called out on something or this or that, but what I come to realize is that nobody knows everything. Really, nobody knows everything about one thing. It's almost impossible to, unless it's a small subject. But something as wide as music and hip hop especially, like I don't know. I always feel like there's always more to learn and dig and do. So that's kind of why I didn't want to, or was hesitant to start a radio show or a podcast. But that's one thing I take pride in is learning. And throughout this podcast and my radio show, if you guys continue to follow me, you will see an evolution. You will evolution in the ideas. Passionate about things. I don't know. I don't know what it will be. But yeah, I'm very happy to be out here, and like I said, I did a lot of research in jazz. Jazz music, regular just jazz history, jazz and hip hop history. Some sampling stuff. I just learned a lot over these past couple of days, and that's something I really enjoy doing. And that's why I like picking out certain topics or themes for my radio show, because I get to dig into that certain theme or topic. One thing, you could just do conscious rap, storytelling rap. That's very easy stuff that, I could just pull up anything. I have a lot of music in my library, so I can pull up anything to fill in a show with storytelling rap. I've already done that a bunch of times. themes, but doing a women of hip hop segment or November, December hip hop history, kind of really digging into specific topics or themes, learning a lot more, and then being able to share that with the world. That's something I really enjoy doing, and I hope you guys enjoy listening and learning also. I hope you're taking notes. And if you're not taking notes, your boy is actually taking notes on all of my podcasts. So I'm thinking about actually setting up like an email thing or Facebook social media group, whatever, where all the notes that I take down, things that I learned, I found interesting from the podcast, I could kind of shoot it out to everybody, almost like a Cliff Notes or, I don't know, some kind of like bullet points all about interesting ideas and topics on the podcast to either discuss further or whatever it is. Hopefully you guys could take some notes and, maybe we can do a whole note exchange. There could be a whole bunch of things going on here. I don't know where it's starting. I don't know where it's ending, but hopefully you will join. But yeah, so like I said, last night I filled in for a radio show. Next week I'm filling in for a radio show. And earlier in January, I believe it was January 10th, I did a special Thursday 3-hour edition of Flavor in Your Ear Radio. And that was a really last-minute thing. This jazz one I had a couple days to prepare for and, figure out what I was going to do. But that Thursday one was that day. I needed to be ready to get on the radio 6 hours later, which was pretty cool. And it was a 3-hour show, 1 more hour than my normal 2 hours. So it was really all off the top. I did a lot of samples. I played the original song and then the song that hip-hop used. Man, I always confuse myself when I'm trying to explain this to people. I played the original song and then the hip-hop song that sampled it right after. So I did a little trivia game. Some people called up to tell me the name of the original song or the hip-hop song or, all that kind of stuff. And I was sending out mixtapes, so that was really fun. If you guys want a physical copy of Mac Mashup's mixtape, just shoot me a message. I'm going to send you one. They're free right now. The next one might not be free. It might not be free. I'm willing to send this to you for free. It's an amazing piece of work. I've got nothing but good feedback from it. The only bad piece of feedback that I got from it is that it's too short. I'll take that. So yeah, you can listen on my Mixcloud again. Links in my bio, link on the social media pages, or hit me. I'll email you a version of it so then you could just have it in your iTunes, or I'll send you a physical copy. Who's got a CD player? Fill that CD player with something. Forget all your MP3s. Throw your iTunes out the window. That shit's going to be gone one day. You need a physical copy. A physical copy. So go get you one. Message me, and I'm going to go get you one. I'll personally sign it. For my niece, Isabella. Okay, niece Isabella, you got it. This is your first official real hip-hop mashup mixtape, and you're gonna like it, all right? Woo! Yes, so the next Flavor in the Ear Radio is this coming Monday, January 28th. I haven't figured out a particular theme. Well, I guess that's today. If you're listening on Monday, it is Monday, January 28th. I am coming to you from the past. You're hearing me from the past. But you can listen to my radio show live tonight, 9 p.m. Link in my bio. Go listen on WOMR.org. Or just shoot me a message and I'll figure out. We'll figure out how to get you listening, all right? We'll figure it out. Man, so like I said, I'm doing a lot of video stuff, and my man Silas, he gave me Final Cut Pro, the program, and I just uploaded it all onto my Mac Mini, and I was very excited, and then it said, you can't run this version because it's not compatible. So just go to the App Store and get the new version. I'm like, all right, but it said I got to buy it, so I don't know. I got to figure this whole thing out. Nothing is ever an easy step, whether it's with technology, equipment. Nothing ever just goes how it's supposed to. For me, I feel like there's always an extra step, but we out here, we will persevere. We will make it through. I'm kind of getting a little echo feedback very randomly, but we out here. So I'm going to give you a little reaction to J. Cole. Last night he released a song called Middle Child. It's pretty interesting. I didn't actually listen to it last night because I just got off my radio show. It dropped and iTunes wasn't ready for it yet. So I actually just listened to it this morning, a couple minutes before we came on this podcast. And I just had a couple interesting things to say about it. There's a lot of words that he says, and I need to listen to him more. That's the first thing. I hate. Yeah, hold on. Let me. Skirt. Let's switch lanes for a second. I hate when people do 24-hour reviews to songs or the reaction videos. Okay, I get it. I'm a little annoyed by the reaction videos of people who talk about hip hop videos and who talk about hip hop songs who know nothing about hip hop and whatever. It's a 17-year-old kid. I shouldn't get mad, but these even older people, whatever. I digress. But yeah, like I said, I don't really like doing the 24-hour review reaction things. Like you said, there's a lot of stuff. I need to sit with this more. But the beat, and I just want to give you a little reaction to my feeling on the record and just kind of, my initial thoughts. So the beat, when it first came on and how he first started rapping, it reminded me of some J. Cole that might have been on a mixtape or like 2010, like a J. Cole and Jay-Z, like, I don't know. It just sounded like more of an old school type J. Cole beat that he would get on. The hook, he used some auto-tune, which is very interesting. He really doesn't use that at all, I think, in any of his songs. It's very, very rare. So that was a cool element that he used. And people are going to say, oh, why is he doing that? He's changing this and that. He's an artist. Painters do not paint with the same paintbrush or the same color for every piece of art that they make. Sculptors do not use the same material for every sculpture that they make. You know what I mean? Rappers, you can't, or musicians, but I feel like this is especially true in hip hop. You can't just expect them to have one sound and sound a certain way. Especially after 24 hours of a listen. An example, one of my really good friends who knows music pretty well listened to Anderson .Paak's album, and, the morning it dropped at midnight. He texted me the next morning. It wasn't even noon yet, and he said he gave it like a 5. I'm like, bro, it hasn't even been 24 hours. Have you listened to it fully? You're gonna give it a 5? I mean, that's just crazy. But I'm sure he would give it a way higher grade now. If not, hey, respect. But you can't expect an artist to sound a certain way, and then when they don't sound that way, you get upset and say they're changing. This is an artist. They're going to change. If you are a fan, which stands for fanatic, if you're a true fan, you're going to follow that artist on the path that they take. You don't have to like and enjoy. You don't even have to buy everything. You know what I mean? But some sort of support and recognizing and understanding of what that artist is trying to do. That's really what I ask for and what I try to do. I try to put myself in their shoes. Why is he doing it this way? Why does he auto-tune his voice here? So that's just very interesting. The name of the song is Middle Child, so that's just like an interesting concept. Like I said, he said a lot of things. I listened to it like 3 times in a row, but it's still so much information. But one thing I really picked up on, middle child, that concept, he's kind of in between generations. So he's like, he just talked to Kodak Black or like Lil Uzi, and right after he's going to have lunch with Jay-Z. So those are like, that's a big generational gap between those two artists. And Cole's kind of in the middle of that. Like, he's got that kind of old school mentality still, because that's kind of how he came up and did things, but with his new sound and technology and social media and the way that things are changing, he's in the middle of it. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, not that I necessarily I guess I sort of relate to that concept of being in the middle of like these two things. The stage of my life, my age, there's a whole bunch of things like that that's sort of relatable. But J. Cole, Middle Child, good track. That's the first track of 2019. I really wonder if this came out of the Revenge of the Dreamers 3 sessions, or if this is another song that maybe came out after or something like that. But Revenge of the Dreamers 3 is a album that should be dropping in 2019, I guess, by the J. Cole's label Dreamville. And you could, if you haven't seen on social media, they had tons of artists. It wasn't just the label artists that were on the project. They had tons of producers, and I saw, Ninth Wonder, Jonathan Mannion, who's a photographer. He was in there. Jonathan Mannion has done covers for pretty much every hip hop artist you can imagine, all the big ones, Biggie, Jay-Z. He pretty much did all of Jay-Z's covers, legendary stuff. If you don't know Jonathan Mannion, I want you to go do some research, because he's the reason lots of these iconic photos are iconic. So definitely go check out Jonathan Mannion. But they had tons of producers and artists, and yeah, it was just a whole artist collective that came together for this album that they recorded in like 2 weeks. They set like a start and end date. I think it was like 10 days or something like that, 14 days, I forget, but very interesting. So I'm wondering if this Middle Child song came out of those sessions, if it was before or after. This is a question that I will ask J. Cole when I get to interview him one day. J. Cole, I'm coming for you, baby. Coming. J. Cole, I seen you at SUNY Delhi. You probably don't even remember that college, but I seen you in SUNY Delhi. College in the mountains in the middle of upstate New York, middle of nowhere, one stop.